Hey guys, Shine Squirrel here, and today we are going to be talking about actually some updates, including a change to my YouTube name. But more of the video is going to be focused on the truck race that happened this weekend, the Indy car race, and the NASCAR Cup Series race that just concluded. More brief recaps for both truck and the IndyCar race. I did because I know you guys are probably more here for the Cup race review. And then I'm gonna have an in-depth Cup race review, so stay tuned for that. Just letting you know, I enjoyed it, so I'm gonna have fun talking about it. So you know what? Let's just not dilly-dally. Let's head straight on over there. So, guys, you might have noticed from the intro that this is not where I did the intro because I did the intro at my grandmother's house, which is where I was spending Saturday night, which is when I watched the race. This is actually the day before, so that I could get the video out to you guys as soon as possible. We're gonna be covering a bunch of stuff in this video. So just wanted to explain why the scenery might change between this part of the video and a later part of the video. So yeah. So so this is Friday night. I just got done watching the truck race. I watched most of it. I missed like the first bit, but yeah. Basically, quick recap. Friesen is basically Kyle Larson of the truck series. 1 2 stages, found a way to lose the race on fuel mileage. Um, Uh, both Angela Ruck and Natalie Decker both spun out, which at and were both taken out of the race at different points. So that was unfortunate. I kind of wanted to see what it would be like with them in the race at the end, but can't really change that too much. We had guys like Todd Gilliland and Ben Rhodes up there towards the end. Even Matt Crafton was up there towards the end. Didn't finish in the top three, but Rhodes and Gilliland actually did really good. And I actually thought Gilliland was going to win there in the end. But nope. Ross Chastain, the Watermelon Kid, gets it done after Friesen runs out of fuel, which is more likely the reason that he won the race. But I mean, he put himself in position all race long to win this thing. So he won the race. Woohoo. I think it was actually his first Truck Series win, if I remember correctly from the broadcast. They were talking about how he hadn't won in the trucks, but he won in the Xfinity Series last year, so not really a big surprise that he was able to win and when he came down to the Truck Series. Um, but um, I definitely think he should get a cup ride. And with Jimmy Johnson heading out, I'd say that would be a good slot for him. Just put him in over it, because he's a veteran that could help stabilize some of those drivers over there, especially as Chase Elliott appears to also be stabilizing himself as a veteran at the moment, and that would be, and Alex Bowman, to be honest, is getting more consistent as well. So I'd say replace Jimmy with Ross Chastain, and you could have a 3 or 4 car team making a hard run at the playoffs again. But yeah, I don't think Hendrick will ever really return to full form where they were back in like the 2007 and 2008 days when NASCAR was all Jeff Gordon um, and Jimmy Johnson with Dale Earnhardt Jr. showing up from time to time. I just don't think those days are gonna show back up again. And to be honest, I don't think that it would benefit NASCAR to have those kinds of days again. Um, at least not right now because people are already complaining so much about the racing. Um, Now trucks were fun to watch. I'm excited to see the Cup race. I'm also gonna be watching the IndyCar race, so I'll probably do a quick recap of that later on in this video. Um, But yeah, there is also one other thing I did want to mention though. Before before I send you guys over to that second part of the video. You guys probably already noticed, but I have I am gonna be over the course of the next week and a half or so. I'm gonna be rebranding my channel from Shiny Squirtle to just my name, Ryan Dyer, because to be honest, the Pokemon YouTube community is kind of just they died so hard to the point where I don't see any point in sticking around with them. Like I'm still gonna play the Pokemon games and stuff, and I might even do some gaming videos on my channel, but they're gonna be a lot less frequent than my NASCAR stuff. So I figured just generalizing it, going to just my name as the channel name. So that's the simple kind of explanation for what's gonna be going on, and my new logo is right over there. So if you guys wanted to see what the new logo I was working on is gonna be, um, but yeah, my Patreon will also be getting these same adjustments. So links down below in the description. Um, I'm also gonna be posting some. Oh, my book fell. Whoops. I'll check on that later. But yeah, so I'm gonna start posting some like either outtakes that didn't work, some kind of like or some behind the scenes content, as well as like extended highlights of races. So, like I know I went to my first ever actual race this past weekend at Wiscasset, and I upload a pretty long highlight reel. For future ones, I'm gonna upload a shorter highlight reel to YouTube. But if you guys want to see the full highlights and basically all my footage that I got, that stuff will be edited together and uploaded on my Patreon. So that's where you can, or it'll be uploaded to YouTube privately, and then you can watch it. You can get the link to watch it over on Patreon. Some of it might be behind like one of the tier walls, so um, and some of it will be free to just anyone who's checking out my Patreon. So benefits you guys to just go check it out anyway. So even if you guys aren't gonna donate, and I'm not saying you guys have to. So let's just move on to the IndyCar review. So I just got done watching the Indy GP today. The IndyCar Grand Prix of Indianapolis. Um, And I know I've not been a big IndyCar channel, but I did finally get to watch a race. I'd been wanting to watch one this season, but they always fall on Sundays, and this was the first one that fell at a different time than the NASCAR race, so I got to watch both, or I'm gonna get to watch both. I'm recording this in the window of time between the GP ending and the Cup race starting. Um, so Cup race still to come, and that review will be in the same video, so which is probably why you guys click. So stay tuned if you guys are interested. I might put a timestamp in the description to tell you guys when the Cup race debrief starts. Gonna try and show some clips from that as well. Um, but the Indy GP, there were some awesome moves. Scott Dixon was doing amazing. Um, oh yeah, Ed Jones was doing pretty good. Felix Rosenquist, despite the despite the pole position and leading some laps, really kind of failed. But really once he got past kind of I think the second restart where or after you got past the second restart, we were pretty much done with major incidents until the rain started playing, and the drivers were just playing peekaboo with the rain the whole time until it went out and bit both Takuma Sato and Elio Castroneves. Um, I do apologize if I butcher any of these names. I'm not super lingual even in one language, let alone all the languages that they come from. Um, but yeah, it was a pretty calm race from about the second caution. We did have two guys penalized for unnecessary contact on those two cautions, and ironically, both involving one of which was a penalty on Pato Award, and the other one was a penalty for someone spinning out Colton Herta. So, but then in the end, the rain did come out. The caution came out for rain, and they needed everybody that was on slicks had to come down, get wets, and on the wet weather tires, Dixon made a slip up with two to go, and in the end, he lost the race to Simon Pagenaud. So Scott Dixon remains winless at Indianapolis's road course, and Simon Pagenaud wins, I think, his third Indy GP in 6 years, and his teammate Will Powers won the other three. So, yeah, talk about no one other than them was really expected to win. So, good job, Simon. Maybe you'll actually do good in the Penske games this year. Oh wait, never mind. But yeah, good, good, good job though, and maybe he'll win the Indy 500. I'll probably do a recap of that as well when it comes to it, but that'll be a lot harder because that's a busy weekend. So, but yeah, so that was my recap of the IndyCar race. Trying to keep this part brief because I know you guys are really kind of just looking forward to that Kansas race review, which I'm sure is going to be good. I'm pretty confident that this is going to be a good track, so we'll see you guys. Well, I'm going to head on over, watch the race, and I'll meet you guys back here in just a sec when I have a review of it. So, I just got done watching the, um, whatever, the Spring Kansas race. It doesn't really matter what it's called. And I liked it. We're gonna start off by talking about the final few laps um, of stage three. If you guys don't know why, let's just say go watch it and then come back so I'm not spoiling anything. But it was a bit of a caution fest. But to be honest, I like the racing. I mean, yeah, the cautions they did shake up the racing a bunch. Probably gave Tyler Reddick a better finish than he deserved, but I mean, hey, that's racing. If you get a caution at the right time, it can save your race. So Tyler Reddick had a pretty good finish for his second ever Cup race. And then other drivers that I'm gonna give some shout outs to that were kind of just there, or just didn't win. Bowman, third straight second place finish. I thought he was going to win this time. He didn't. He faded to second place. Still a great finish for Bowman. And I have no doubt he's going to win at some point this year. I don't know where, but it's going to come down to him and Elliott are probably going to be battling for some wins later on this year. So, any Hendrick fans, you guys can be happy with me. Because there's also some bad parts. Of course, while we had three of them, Byron, I'm gonna actually quickly check to see where he finished, but he did not finish well. I don't even remember where he finished. That's how low he was. Let's see. Yeah, he finished 20th. So, but Bowman, Johnson, Elliott, great days for them. Byron was looking like he was gonna have an amazing day, and then just kind of faded over time. Um, okay, you know what? Let's talk about this race win here because we've got some comments from immediately following the race to talk about as well. We have got Clint Boyer criticizing the driving abilities of a driver, but we'll cover that in just a sec. But man, Keselowski got it done out of nowhere. Like he was nowhere all day, and then he just drives to the front. on the green, coming to a, and then we get a green white checker, and he holds off Bowman, Jones, Johnson, and everyone for the win. Now, let's get into what I said there. And Clint Boyer was criticizing Eric Jones's driving at coming to the white flag. Jones gets loose on the top side, on the outside of Bowman. Bowman is on the inside. Jones slides up the track and is trying to save his momentum. Puts a big block on Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer lets off the gas to avoid tearing up too many cars at the white flag. And this is a package that is encouraging blocking. I mean, there is a lot of encouraging blocking in this package. And a lot because it's such a momentum heavy package that if you lose your momentum, you've got to try and just get it back however you can. And that's usually in the form of getting a push from someone coming up behind you. Now, I definitely think if Boyer just run his race and tried to just get as good a finish as possible, he probably would have wrecked himself and Jones. But I mean, you don't just leave the lane open. So I think Jones was in the right there, but that's for you guys to determine. Um, but yeah, and the reason we kind of skipped over the first two stages is that there wasn't much. After the competition caution, we had Harvick restart. I think he restarted like 10th or 12th or something like that, and he drove through the entire field in about a lap and a half. And that was kind of the big moment for stage one. And then Harvick won the stage from the pole. So I mean that's kind of predictable. And then we had Elliott win stage two, which was also fairly uneventful. And then I don't remember if this was during stage two or during stage three, but yeah, I think it was during stage two. Suarez almost brought out a caution. And I haven't been the biggest supporter of Suarez since he came to the Cup Series, but man, he did an amazing job saving that car, helping keep the race green flag. Truex was running in behind him, didn't realize he was coming to pit road. Suarez slows up trying to get to pit road, gets knocked way loose, and um, and he is sideways in both directions underneath Reed Sorensen in front of MTJ. Probably should have been a 4 or 5 car wreck, but it ended up being a 0 car wreck, and he got to pit road safe and sound. Man, I mean, the racing tonight was amazing. I mean, this package, I've been critical of it, but I'll admit, this package made the racing here better. But I think we need to either maybe make an adjustment that will work at all tracks, or we need to fine tune a package and make it different for every single track. Because I think you're gonna have races like this one where it's amazing and it worked at this track, or you're gonna have a race like Atlanta where the leader all day gets back in traffic due to pit stops and then can't get back to the front the rest of the day. Cough, cough, Larson. So, yeah, I think they either need to make a middling package. I kind of like the package from the last few years, um, at least until we get to the Gen 7. Like, maybe experiment with reducing the size of the splitter to make clean air not such a big deal. Because, I mean, clean air was still king, but definitely felt like the drivers had input in that one. So I'd say for 2020, either roll it back to 2018, or make a unique package for every track. So like bring this package to like bring the Dega package back for the super speedways. Um, Bring the Kansas package to Kansas, Texas, Charlotte, those kinds of tracks. But develop a new one for Atlanta and a couple other tracks that just were not good under this package. Or for the cost effectiveness of not having to build 9 different race cars or 36 different race cars or something like that, just roll it back to last year's package and make the splitter smaller to try and reduce the effect of clean air. So those are kind of my suggestions, but I'm sure you guys have your own, and I'd love to read them in the comments down below. This has been Ryan Dyer on YouTube, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!